a crazy situation that happened out in North Carolina where it looks like a planned fight between two juveniles at the park escalated into a mass shooting incident, leaving 2 people dead and 5 others injured.
On Monday, April 20th, 2026, at approximately 9:52 a.m., the Winston-Salem Police Department responded to Lineback Park, located at 3511 Sally Kirk Road. It was in reference to a reported fight in progress. While officers were en route, additional information was received indicating that shots had been fired and that multiple individuals had been struck by gunfire. Upon arrival, officers observed a group of individuals fleeing the area. In the parking lot, officers located a 17-year-old male who was later identified as Arube Romero Medina, suffering from a gunshot wound. He was pronounced deceased at the scene. The second victim, identified as 16-year-old Daniel Jimenez Million, was located further inside the park, also suffering from a gunshot wound. He was pronounced deceased at the scene as well. Additional victims were located in the parking lot of 3474 Robin Hood Road. These individuals all sustained gunshot wounds, which ranged from critical to minor injuries. They include one 14-year-old female, one 15-year-old female, one 17-year-old female, one 18-year-old male, and one 19-year-old female. In accordance with North Carolina law, the names of the juvenile victims will not be released. At this time, the name of the adult victim is also being withheld pending further investigation into their involvement. Earlier today, we withheld information on the involved individuals until proper notifications to the family could be made, as this is a top priority for the Winston-Salem Police Department. We can confirm at this point that there was a total of 7 individuals were struck by gunfire. Detectives are actively working to determine each individual's role in this incident. Preliminary information indicates that some of those injured may have also been involved in the shooting. The investigation has revealed that this incident stemmed from a group of juveniles gathering at the park for a pre-planned fight. We want to be clear that this incident did not occur on school grounds. It was isolated to Lineback Park.
Now, we got to say it. The world has changed a lot. Because did we plan fights back in the day? Yes. I can't say we didn't. But it was never a fear that a gun would come out. It was always, we fight with our hands, you lose the fight. The most you got to worry about is might getting jumped if you start winning. But never a gun. That is just not something that most kids thought about. But nowadays, kids need to consider that every single situation that a kid might pull a gun on you. Let's keep going into this.
As a reminder, anyone with information about an incident should call our non-emergency number at 336-773-7700. Anonymous tips can be submitted through Crime Stoppers by calling 336-727-2800 for English or 336-728-3904 for Spanish. Individuals can also use a text-to-tip program at 336-276-1717 to send text, photo, or video tips directly to Winston-Salem Police Department detectives. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Chief Penn.
I want to begin by offering our sincerest condolences to those we lost today. Also, would like to acknowledge and thank the governor for calling to check on what was going on here in Winston-Salem today, and all of our first responders from every level, federal, state, local, who came to help out today. First, I need to acknowledge the fear and frustration that our community must be experiencing right now. And I want to let them know I share that same fear and frustration. Firearms are the number one killer of kids 1 to 17 in our nation now. It's also our 98th mass shooting in our country. So I share that fear and that frustration. So what I'd like to say to those families and parents who are concerned is that continue to have the conversation with our kids. We got to tell them to stay away from fights. I feel like I just had this same conversation about our cell phones and fights and how just having those phones out, how that changes the behavior of our youth. And I'm
100%. Nowadays, kids do not want to get caught on camera losing a fight. They'd rather risk everyone dying and themselves going to jail than being captured on camera getting their butt whooped. Now, is that a problem with how we're raising the youth, or is that just a problem with society? Is what causes that? It's like the fear of being seen as weak. So you do the the craziest thing you can, and you pull out a gun over a simple fist fight. Which, of course, nobody should be fighting in the first place, but kids will fight. It's as simple as that. It's going to happen. It's happened all the time in the past, and it's happened all the time, and it's going to happen all the time in the future. But we need to teach our kids how to either walk away from the situation, don't be afraid to walk away from the situation, and don't be witness to the situation. Because it a lot of the times it be the witnesses who be dying. But I mean, some parents don't want to have that conversation with their kids, and they're just letting them run wild. But let's keep going into this.
saying it again. Stay away from the fights. It's not the same as it used to be. I know I sound like the grumpy old man when I say that, but these fights now lead to weapons and shootings and videos, and we don't come back from that. I also want to say, and don't read into what I'm saying here, you have to stay engaged with our youth. Parents, adults, whoever. It's not just our job to investigate these crimes, but also to tell you what's going on. So when the sheriff says we have a weapons problem in the school, we adults to take action on that. That means checking book bags before we leave. Then so be it. So when I say, hey, we're having problems with kids going out unsupervised in the streets, that means you need to keep up with where your children are.
100%.
That's why I'm giving that information. Because if I thought that just arresting folks was the answer, we do that. And guess what? We have done that. And we're still running into the same issue.
Parents have to be responsible for their children. I mean, the police can only do so much. Well, come on now, we got to think about that. Yes, you can do all you can to stop the guns from entering the school, but what do they do when they get home and they're just allowed to roam and do whatever they want to do because uh, the parents don't do their job? Let's keep going.
It's called public
Crazy situation. Did I switch it over to you? I'm over here looking at the camera. But we got the gist of everything, y'all. Let me know your thoughts. Let's go over into the AI breakdown just to get a little bit more information on this whole case. So, as we know, on Monday, April 20th, they had a planned fight at juveniles at the Winston-Salem, North Carolina park that escalated into a mass shooting that left 2 teenagers dead and 5 injured. It happened around 10 a.m. at the Lynchback Park on the Sally Kirk Road, which is located in the residential area of Jefferson Middle School. According to the Winston-Salem police captain, the victims' ages range between 14 and 19 years old. 2 boys, ages 16 and 17, were pronounced dead at the scene. Now, this happened at 10 a.m. I'm assuming they're skipping school. Did they not receive a phone call saying that their kids are not in school? What's happening? So we got 2 deceased, and then 5 other people were hospitalized with injuries ranging from minor to critical. We got a 14-year-old girl, a 15-year-old girl, a 17-year-old girl, an 18-year-old man, and then a 19-year-old woman. Whoa, mostly women. So as of Monday afternoon, no one is in custody, though police believe some of the injured individuals may have been involved in the shooting. The nearby school, including Jefferson Middle School and Mount Terabit High School, were placed under secure hold, but they later were reported as safe. Lynchburg Park and several surrounding roads were closed to the investigation. At the end of the day, y'all, the same thing, I've said this several times. Children, parents need to watch after their children. Police can only do so much. But let me know your thoughts on that situation. Let me know if you disagree with anything I said.